Crystal Heaton, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm so excited to show you today this new version of red velvet cake. Now this cake screams, don't try me at home, but it's way easier than it looks. And it's so delicious. I've been working on the frosting recipe, I've been working on the batter recipe, and everything has come together perfectly. So, side note to Paula Deen, if this recipe doesn't get me into the finals, I don't know what will. Let's start. Here's our ingredients for the crepes. We've got unsalted butter, real vanilla, red food coloring, white chocolate and semi-sweet chocolate, brown sugar, all-purpose flour, salt, eggs, whole milk, and buttermilk. Okay, you're not going to believe how easy this crepe batter is. First, we're going to start by boiling about 1/4 cup of water, and then we're going to add some cold butter, one piece at a time, until each one's melted. We're going to make kind of a twisted version of a ganache, but instead of using heavy cream, we're using butter. Once your butter's all melted, just dump in the chocolate, and you're just going to want to get all that under. Turn off your heat, and just let that sit. In here I've got our flour and our sugar and our salt, and we're just going to pulse this up a couple of times. To this, we're going to add our milk, then we're going to add all of our eggs and our buttermilk. Turn it on. Now we're going to add our chocolate mixture, and all you have to do at this point is just whisk it together until it's incorporated. It'll look about like that. Then we're going to add it right into our food processor. Okay, this is all done. It only took about a minute. And I'm scared of red food coloring because it stains. So I'm not putting it in here. I'm just going to mix it up separately so that we don't risk splattering red food coloring all over our kitchen. You're going to add about 1/2 ounce. Going to whisk it in until it's all incorporated. When you're finished with this batter, you're going to want to put it in the freezer. It'll give it a chance to thicken up a little bit, and it'll be easier to work with. We've got vanilla beans, butter, granulated sugar and brown sugar, egg whites, powdered sugar, and of course, Philadelphia cream cheese. We're also going to finish it off with some pecans. Okay, so I know everyone's afraid of these candy thermometers, but I promise you it's not that hard. This icing is the best icing, and it's totally worth the effort. What I did here was I added about 1/4 cup of water to our sugars. I'm going to kind of swirl it around with this candy thermometer, and then I'm just going to clip it on the side. Okay, this syrup is right at 238. We kind of have to work fast. We've got our egg whites in our mixer bowl. We're going to dump this syrup in as slow as we can while the mixer's running. Dump it down the side. Don't dump it on the beaters or else you'll sling syrup all over your kitchen. Okay, what we've done here is after we added the sugar, we've whipped it for about 3 minutes, and we've got stiff meringue. Now we're going to go ahead and beat our cream cheese together, and we're going to add it to the meringue. And what I've got in this bowl is 12 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. I've been beating it for a few minutes. I want it to be nice and fluffy. Then we're going to add in some butter. This is room temperature butter. We're going to add one piece at a time until it's all incorporated. We're going to add a cup of powdered sugar, and we're also going to scrape this vanilla bean and add it to the mixture. Okay, we've got this blended all up. It's so nice and creamy. Look at that. Yum. We've got the vanilla bean in there. You can see those little specks. What we're going to do now is we're going to add this to the meringue. We're going to do it slowly. I like to use an ice cream scoop because it's clean and you just add one scoop at a time while the mixer's running. Okay, now in this bowl I've whipped 1 cup of heavy cream. I haven't added any sugar to it, but it's whipped to stiff peaks. We're going to pour it all in this frosting that we just made. And we're going to just lightly fold it in. What this is going to do, it's going to lighten our buttercream so it's not quite so rich, but it will be a lot fluffier. It's the perfect texture to go with crepes. Okay, we got our crepe batter out of the freezer. It's about the consistency of heavy cream. Now, I've made a couple of crepes already. I didn't film the first couple of crepes because the #1 rule in crepe making is that your first crepe never works. And it is true, never ever works. So I put a little cooking oil in this pan. You put a 1/4 cup of batter in. This is an 8-inch skillet. You swirl it around to the very edges. And it takes about a minute to cook 1 crepe. We're going to need 32 crepes for this cake. Now as soon as the edges start to look a little bit dry, you're going to run your spatula all the way around the edges. As soon as you find an edge dry enough, you can kind of pull it up, stick your spatula under there, and flip your crepe over, just like that. Let it cook for a couple seconds on the other side, and you're done. Okay, we've got our crepes all finished right here. We've got our frosting filling right here. We're just going to assemble our cake. It's really easy. You just take 1 layer at a time, center it on your cake plate. We're going to get a couple tablespoons of this yummy cream cheese filling. A little more. Now you don't have to have a super thick layer of filling because you're going to have 32 layers of filling. So kind of go easy on the filling. Then we're going to just stack another crepe on top, and we're going to keep going. And there you have it. There is our 100-layer, looks like 100 layers, red velvet cake. Cream cheese filling. I'm going to go cut me a piece and taste it. Look how pretty this cake looks. You think it looks good now. Wait till we cut into it. That buttercream, so silky and so good. It's got that cream cheese taste, the silky buttercream texture. It's the best of both worlds. So, check out the front of that cake. That's what it looks like when you cut into it. Not only is it beautiful, it takes an hour to make, you can impress your friends and family, and the taste is out of this world. See you next time.